What is up, folks? How y'all doing? Thursday Thunder your way, last minute betting with Bob and Mike from the Sports Nuts, your quick fix for sports betting. We are on Edge, X, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, and I'm on Edge because I'm in good shape, folks, and I'm happy to be here on Thursday Thunder, July 10th. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am on fire on live tennis betting. Been trying to tell you all that. We're brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company for sports bettors worldwide. Go to oddsjam.com/subscribe. Use the code BOB20 or Mike20 for 20% off your subscription with OddsJam. And Mike is here. We're ready to delve into a very short or small schedule today in MLB. We've got one WNBA game tonight. But I'm going to tell you, folks, there's also tennis out here too. And you know what? I'm going to toot OddsJam horn here. I'm just going to toot their horn big time because I'm going to tell you, I'm totally impressed by what's been happening. All right, Mike, I'm going to share the success. Today, a dozen bets. The record was 10-2. $235 profit. $874 for the month. Almost all of this is live EV. Live EV. And the number one profitable sport, $1,401 in the last 30 days is tennis. So this stuff about, oh man, there ain't nothing to bet. There ain't nothing to bet. Bull crap. There's something to bet. Bet some tennis. Also, put in a couple of baseball plays today also, Mike. And guess what? They both won. At the Cubs and Twins over 4.5 total runs. First half run line, it hit. And the Mets minus a half a run. First half run line, it hit. Everything is just smoking today. So that's Thursday Thunder. I'll tell you that right now. What do you got to
Nice.
say?
Nothing. That's awesome. That is awesome. Can't beat that. Cannot beat that.
It shows you the product we got, right, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it that live betting is profitable. Tons of value there, tons of plays. And yeah, I mean, just because it's tennis doesn't mean you can't bet on it. You don't have to know anything about tennis. You just follow the data and you go from there. So that's good, man. That's
so
good
I've
for
been
you.
just doing DraftKings. Okay. Oh, well, Tristan, what have I been telling you? Been talking to you about live betting. But like I said, I'm doing a lot of tennis. But I'm only doing it in DraftKings. So it's easy for me to make the bet. Dude, I can put in the bet, Mike, and put it in my bet tracker in 10 seconds, Mike. 10 seconds. In my bet, if I'm logged into DraftKings, I click view to put it in the bet tracker or the bet slip. It puts it in DraftKings. I go put in the amount. I hit place bet. Then I hit done. And then I go to my app and add it to the bet tracker.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm not even paying any attention to probability, CLV, nothing. It's just tennis, and it's just hit. Whatever play comes up, that I can hit. Now, there are some times where it says this play has been suspended or, this play is no longer available. I get several of them, But, dude, I'm telling you, in between calls, I could put in 3 bets. That's less than a minute. And I've got three bets in. Okay. I'm not having to spend a lot of time, and I'm just doing main and alternate markets. I'm not messing with any kind of player props. Of course, in tennis, you don't have player props anyway, but it's usually under games and game spreads and total sets. I don't know. Seems to be working. I don't know what to say. Like $2,400 since June 11th. I mean, it's on fire. So go to oddsjam.com and do a 7-day free trial. Okay. I already showed you what I'm making. If you can't do that, then there's a problem. It is not that hard to do. And I tell people about it all the time. Okay. Unless you're in a state, I mean, you know as well as I do, some of these states that are not legal can be difficult. But then some of the ones that are not legal, when you hit the global stuff, you start hitting some things too. Anyway, that's what I got. Let's go. Let's make some money. Thursday Thunder. I want to make some money tonight.
Yeah, we'd have a short slate, but still some action we can get down. Still 7 games that will be in the MLB, 2 WNBA games. So definitely still have a little bit of, one WNBA game. I forgot Minnesota and LA already played. But still some games we can still try to do something with.
I got a 5-leg parlay, Mets -1.5, Reds money line, Mariners, Guardians, and Cardinals money line. I've got the Braves -1.5, which I did not steal off the EV page. It was one of my Dub Club picks. And sure enough, later on, it showed up on the EV page. So Braves -1.5 against the A's, who got smoked last night. Now, Mike, there was a couple of plays that I hit last night live. A's +4.5 and +5. As you know, they lost 8-2. Okay. I got to thinking about it. 9-2. Okay. I got to thinking about it. You know what? That was really dumb. I mean, it's the A's, and they're playing at home, and they have a terrible home record. What am I doing betting the A's plus, So really, there was no advantage there. That was a dumb play on my part. I should have known better. He needs Jackie Young over 4.5 assists and Sonia over 4.5 rebounds to cash a 9X. Thoughts? Well, let's take a look at Jackie.
Yeah, I think so. I think you got hope there, obviously. Why not? 4.5 assists.
She averages 4.2 rebounds per game.
Well, he needs assists.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry.
Jackie Young. Yeah. I mean, she can get it. She can still get it. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you got hope.
Yeah, it's 4.5 rebounds for Sonia.
Yeah, I mean she should get that. Right around, she averages 5.4. So I think both could still cash. We'll see.
Sonia's Citron, right?
Okay.
All right.
For the Mystics.
Actually, that looks like both of them will. A 9 times would be great. Underdog. So I cashed my first 2. Now I got these 2. All right. Yeah. Good deal. Good deal. Making some money on Thursday Thunder. Brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company for sports bettors worldwide. By the way, like this show, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We could use a little bit of help in that regard. All right. And don't forget, in the link on YouTube, in the description, I should say, there are links for BetMGM and Fanatics. Jump in there and get some of that. Live chat's available too. So there we go. Looks like Mike is on the EV page. Take over, Mike.
Yeah, already got some bets out here, as you can see. Just kind of looking. First half total runs, Boston and Tampa Bay. That's under 5. It's on Circa. I think I'm gonna go with that. I think I'm gonna roll with that. Oh, it's gone. Disappeared. First half run line, Mariners -0.5. That one could be interesting, but the pitching matchup does favor Seattle here. So, I mean, I think we should go with it. I think we're going with it, man. Mariners first half. -0.5. Taj Bradley over 5.5 Ks. Bueller under 5.5 hits allowed. Adele over 1.5 player bases. Let's look at this play real quick. On the over. I think I'm going to stay away from that one. NBA Summer League action. Under 175.5, Kings Magic. Bet in or Caesars or Bet 365. Let's do it.
Oh, by the way, I lost a live Summer League bet. That was it last night. Utah -4.5. They won by 4.
Really?
Yeah. Sucked. Okay. Tristan needs Cal Quantrill to get 3 more outs. MLB NBA being doing good for me. Y'all should bet it more. We do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I bet it all the time, bro.
We were the ones trying. You were the ones telling us, Tristan, you hated WNBA.
Yeah, we told you last year to bet WNBA.
Well, coming into this year, you lost your first couple of WNBA bets, and you said, no, WNBA, it's trash. I'm not betting that anymore. See? Liking it now, ain't you, Tristan?
Since Tristan's here, we'll put it up.
What? Oh, man. No, we don't have to continue to put that up, do we?
Sure.
We're not.
Might as well.
I'm taking this over 9.5 in the A's-Braves game. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt we're going to see some runs here. And most of them are probably going to come from Atlanta, we would think. Although, I'll tell you, Strider on the mound and Sears, JP Sears can be decent, you know. He can be a decent pitcher.
Sure.
I mean, he's not a horrible pitcher. He's just on a really bad team, and you know,
Brandon needs Cal 1 more strikeout to hit. So we got Cal with 3 more outs and 1 more strikeout. Looks like we got a couple of player outs and player strikeouts plays, huh?
Yeah. Where's that at? Top of the 5th. So Cal will be that'll be coming up soon, bottom of the 5th. We'll see if he can get 3 outs in the 5th and one of them being a strikeout, and you both cash your bets. And you guys are good to go. How many pitches is he at? I wonder.
We can probably find that out.
Yeah, I'm looking here. I can't find it. Is he at 87? Is that right? Oh, around 50. That's it? Okay, well, shoot. He's definitely good to go.
Yeah. Definitely.
If he's only around 50, then yeah, only 3 hits. A couple of runs by Cincinnati. Yeah, no, I mean that should be able to get at least another inning or more out of him for Brandon's case. If he doesn't get the strikeout in the bottom of the 5th, as long as he doesn't have a horrible 5th inning, he should be ready to come out in the 6th, you would think. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, but should be in good shape. All right, anything else that I'm looking at? Lakers money line, NBA Summer League action. We got Cooper Flag going tonight. Soroka under 5.5 hits. It is the Cardinals, so that offense has not been good lately. I mean, if we go back their last 6, 7 or more games, their offense has been really, really bad. Really bad. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go light on it just because it is Washington, and it's not like Soroka's a crazy good pitcher, but he does strike some guys out, you know. He does strike some guys out. But he's a righty. If he was a lefty, we'd be feeling real good against that Cardinal lineup. Well, there's another, that's over 10.5 in the Braves-A's game. That's an alternate line there. Or is that the main line? No, I took an alternate line earlier. That's the main line, 10.5. Do I want to double dip? Probably not. I think I'll pass. Think I will pass. All right, let's scroll up and see if anything else has popped up since we've been looking. Tosh Bradley already got that play. Got Cannon under 15.5 outs. There's another total in that Braves-A's game. If you want to get brave, over 11.5. I don't know about that, though, man. I mean, like I said, the Sears can be pretty good sometimes, you know? I don't know if
I don't see over 11.5 total runs, but you got to remember, Oakland's terrible on that ballpark.
I know they are, but if Sears can pitch at least a decent game, I'd like to think that, you know, he keeps the Braves at bay enough.
I'll just take Braves minus 1.5. Mike, I got an interesting topic to talk about.
Okay.
If you're willing.
I'm willing, as long as we can get rid of that background. No, I mean, no hate or nothing, man. I mean, you know, people are going to tune in and be like, what are these? Hockey's over. NBA's over too. No.
No? Okay.
Let's go back to the studio.
You want that one?
No, back to the studio.
Well, I'm getting ready to talk about football. So can I put this in the background?
You sure can. We're at the 50-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah.
You better hope my offense isn't driving on your defense, Bob, because we're getting ready to score.
Isn't that interesting that we are going to talk about defense? This is an article on CBS Sports by Brian Diardo.
What's up, Lucas?
About the NFL's all quarter-century defensive team. All right? Starting with the first 25 years defensive team. Starting with the defensive line. Starters, J.J. Watt, Aaron Donald, Warren Sapp, and Jason Taylor. You like that?
I mean, it's hard to argue with that. I mean, you're definitely going to put Aaron Donald there. I mean, Warren Sapp, most definitely. J.J. Watt and Taylor. I mean,
pretty dominant.
Yeah, pretty dominant.
Reserves, Myles Garrett, Michael Strahan, Richard Seymour, and Haloti Ngata. Nada. I'm sorry.
I mean, no argument there. Yeah, I mean,
all right.
I mean,
okay.
You could maybe argue plugging Strahan in there because he does have the all-time sacks lead.
Right.
So you could argue maybe putting him in the as a starter. I mean, but either way, pretty solid look.
And those are Hall of Famers, by the way.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Sapp, Taylor, and Seymour. All right. Let's
Sure.
go to the linebackers. T.J. Watt, Ray Lewis, Derek Brooks, DeMarcus Ware. I mean, that's
Derek Brooks being there makes me happy because if Derek Brooks was not on that list, I would be really pissed because Derek Brooks was.
Agree with you.
Freaking.
But I got to tell you, some of these guys that are in the reserve.
DeMarcus Ware. I mean, Urlacher's got to go for me.
Well, he's an inside linebacker, though. Okay.
Well,
you got to have an OLB, and I think DeMarcus Ware over Khalil Mack and Von Miller. They're calling Von Miller an outside linebacker. I thought he played more like a defensive end myself.
No, that's about right.
But reserves: Khalil Mack, Bobby Wagner, Brian Urlacher, Luke Kuechly, Von Miller. Man, Kuechly was a hell of a player for a while.
An unbelievable player.
Yeah, and look at how good Bobby Wagner was, man. I mean, for so long. Insane. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to the cornerbacks. Charles Woodson and Darrelle Revis.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with Revis being in there and Woodson. I mean, you could argue Champ Bailey, which it looks like he's in the reserve.
And Rondé Barber.
And Rondé Barber's got to get some love too. I mean, you could, Richard Sherman could be, you could maybe argue him being in that mix as well, though.
Right.
I'm not going to lie. It'd be hard for me to take Champ Bailey out as a reserve and put.
All right.
And
who would be your top two safeties?
I mean, it'd probably be Reed and Polamalu, right?
Oh, you are so damn good.
Troy Polamalu, I would say.
Dude, that's outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, it'd have to be. I mean, Brian Dawkins is definitely unbelievable too. So, but having him as a reserve is all right. But Polamalu could just do so much, and Ed Reed. I mean, Ed Reed's the greatest safety to ever play, in my opinion, and in most people's opinion.
Mike, I got to tell you something. We don't usually agree on a lot of things, but we are like completely in together on this.
Well,
and John Lynch, a hell of a player too.
Oh, absolutely, and he's in there too, which that's good to see. But the thing with Polamalu was he was so dominant at the front of the line of scrimmage, at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
You think of a safety as the back end of your defense. Polamalu made a lot of plays at the line of scrimmage for a safety. That's unbelievable. So to me, Polamalu's got to be there.
Here's your honorable mentions: Ty Law at cornerback, Hall of Famer.
Sure.
Patrick Peterson, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, free safety. Got to get that. James Harrison, he's got to go in there. Terrell Suggs, got to go in there, bro. Zach Thomas, Calais Campbell,
mm-hmm.
Kevin Williams, Cameron Jordan, Cameron Hayward, and Ndamukong Suh.
Mm-hmm.
Would you put him in there?
Not over the guys we've got, no.
No, but I mean as an honorable mention.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vince Wilfork, absolutely. And
Patrick Willis getting some love too. Which he was a very good linebacker as well.
All right. So that's the defensive team. He also did one on, oh God, I'm going to love this, on the offensive team. All right. So I'm just going to let you start my quarterbacks. There are 3.
And we're starting at what year?
This is the first 25 years of this century. 2000 to 20.
So, I mean, Brady's going to be there. Manning's going to be there.
Okay.
I would say. The problem with these is going to be how much love do they give to guys that are more modern now.
Brady's there. Manning's there.
The third one's going to be interesting.
The starter is
Mahomes.
Brady.
See, that's where I was going to go, but I didn't know how much love they would give to Mahomes.
Now he's a reserve. These are reserves, not starters. Brady, obviously, the starter.
Right. I get that. No, then those are the 3 that I would.
Honorable mentions: Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Ben Roethlisberger. All right.
Yeah.
Running backs. Oops, I'm sorry. God, I just showed that. Running backs.
See it.
You're going to have 1 starter and a couple of reserves. Who's your starter? If you don't get this, I'm out.
I mean, there's no doubt it's LaDainian Tomlinson for me, for my starter. If you're not going LaDainian Tomlinson, that's insane.
Very good.
Reserves, this is where it gets tricky. Adrian Peterson, would you maybe throw him? And I think I would, man. I think I would throw Adrian Peterson in there. And then the next guy I would probably, man.
You're going to have to do this one. I mean, come on.
I don't know how far
dude, you have to do this one because Randall, I'll give you a hint. Randall won a fantasy football championship because of this guy when he drafted him.
Oh man, I forget who he had. Give me 1 second to think.
Come on.
We have Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, AP's in there.
God darn it.
All right, let's go.
Give it to me.
Derrick Henry.
Oh, Derrick Henry. Gotcha. Well, yeah.
He's dominant. All
sure.
Right.
AP was in there, though, right?
Frank Gore and Edgerrin James get honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. How does Marshall Faulk not get in there?
You're pushing his. He's right on the outside of that, man.
But his best years were 2000 and 2001.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
All right, fullback.
I'm definitely taking Marshall over either of them. Yeah.
I don't even know why they had a fullback in there, honestly.
Let's use check, obviously.
Yeah, all right. Receivers. You probably already saw that.
No, I actually didn't. I mean, Calvin Johnson. How many do we have?
We have 3 starters.
I mean, Calvin Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald most definitely have to be in that mix. If we're being honest, who else do we want to go with? I mean, I don't know if they're putting are they putting Moss in there?
There you go. Randy Moss, Marvin Harrison, Larry Fitzgerald. Honorable mentions: Terrell Owens, Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnson.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about that.
No, I'm not crazy about that at all. You're going to take Andre Johnson over Torrey Holt?
Why no mention of even Steve Smith?
Yeah.
Steve Smith, give me Steve Smith.
Right.
You know, I mean, Steve Smith was eating.
Honorable mention Antonio Brown and Julio Jones. Really?
No Megatron mentioned. That's unreal. Antonio Brown's mentioned and not Calvin Johnson. That's I mean, throw that list out the window. They just
absolutely.
That's horrendous.
Yes, that's terrible. He just lost me right there. And I'm sorry. And Torrey Holt's not on there either.
Yeah, Torrey Holt should be on there when you look at I don't think anybody had more receiving yards from the year 2000 to 2009, 10. Nobody had more receiving yards.
Nobody had more receiving yards. Number one.
Nobody, not even Randy Moss or Terrell
Owens. He played
Owens.
for some shitty teams, man. All right. I still can't believe Antonio Brown makes that. Offensive line. Starters. You want to take a stab at this?
Just go ahead and run through it. We're going to have a lot.
Joe Thomas. Is that Phoenicia? Jason Kelsey.
Zach Martin.
Lane Johnson. Reserves, Kevin Mawai, Jonathan Ogden, Steve Hutchinson, and Trent Williams. I'm not sure if I agree with that completely. I'm not sure I like Zach Martin ahead of Hutchinson. That's just my opinion. What do we got? Honorable mentions. Marquise Pouncey, Jerry Evans, Marshall Yanda, Jason Peters, Tyron Smith. Now, tight ends.
I mean, this is going to be tough because, somebody's going to get left out.
You got one starter.
I mean, Gronkowski's probably going to be your starter. Am I right or wrong?
No. Your starter's Tony Gonzalez.
Well,
and Gronk and Kelsey
are
reserves.
Yeah.
And honorable mentions are Jason Witten and Antonio Gates. And speaking of Antonio Gates and LT, did you see where LT made the announcement to Antonio Gates that he was going in to the Hall of Fame? Did you ever see that?
No, I don't think so, but
pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool.
Surprising as LT. It's got to be a Hall of Famer.
Right, exactly.
That's right. I was going to say because Rivers and him spent a lot of time, but Rivers isn't in the Hall of Fame. So
right, exactly. All right,
yeah,
that's your offensive and defensive top 25s according to this guy. In agreement.
I'm not a terrible list. He lost me at receivers. He definitely tight end. I mean, that's debatable, Gonzalez or Gronk, but I mean, I think I'm taking Gronk as a starter.
All right, now here you go. Ray Lewis, the best defensive player. You know what? It's hard to argue with Ray Lewis not being the greatest. But I don't know if there can be one. I think he's the greatest linebacker that I've ever seen play.
Yeah, it's tough, It's Ray Lewis is definitely going to be in that mix. I think you could, you're going to argue Lawrence Taylor too, because I mean, he destroyed game plans.
But hold on. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he destroyed game plans for, I mean, that guy was he was something else, you couldn't go wrong with Lawrence Taylor either as your great. I mean, there's a lot of people that will tell you Lawrence Taylor is the greatest defensive player ever.
The leaderboard at the Scottish Open has Echevarria, Knapp, Straka, Perez at 6 under, followed by Siem, Hill, Schmid, Pingay, Wyndham Clark. No, those are 5 under. Then Wyndham Clark, Keith Mitchell, Ryan Fox, Victor Hovland, Tom Kim at 4 under. Ryan Gerard, Henrik Norlander, Maverick McNeely, Thorbjorn Olafsson, Jonathan Vegas, Scotty Scheffler, double S. Elvis Smiley, Ludwig Orberg, Sam Burns, Alejandro Del Rey, Bud Cauley, Antoine Rosner, Kevin Yu, Taylor Pendrith, Harry Hall, Byung Hunan, Nick Taylor, Alex Noren, and Grant Forrest at 3 under. Those guys are all tied for 14th place. Obviously, that's going to change, but that is the Scottish Open, which is the prelude to the British Open or the Open Championship.
I mean, you could Tristan Ray Lewis definitely deserves an argument for.
Yeah.
I mean, Lawrence Taylor. I think here's the difference in the two. I think Ray Lewis was more getting his defense in position to make a play as a whole. He was like the quarterback of that defense. Lawrence Taylor was strictly one thing. That was knocking the piss out of you and destroying your game plan like at the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
Immediately. Yeah. There was no checking at the, audible and out. It was strictly, here I am. Can you block me? And if that was Lawrence Taylor. He was.
Dude, I saw him play in his prime, Mike.
Oh, I know. I didn't see him play
in his prime. Unfriggin' believable.
He was insane. Derek Thomas, definitely worthy mention there. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately, what happened to him was such a sad thing.
Yeah, it was very, very sad. But yeah, I mean, I think if I want a guy that's going to wreck a game plan at that position, it's probably Lawrence Taylor, just because, I mean, that's what he did. That was
but when it came to popping a guy, I will agree there. I mean, he flat out put some running backs on their backs. You saw Lawrence make some of them plays, but he was like a nightmare for quarterbacks, man. And defensive or offensive tackles. Like he was a nightmare that, they couldn't keep up with him. He was insanely fast for that time. Yeah.
He just blew the play up from the get-go with him.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis was, he liked to get his defense in position to make the play. He would knock a guy on their ass too.
Oh yeah.
No doubt about it. And he was a good cover linebacker. I mean, he could cover.
Oh, he was the most complete linebacker I've ever seen.
Ray Lewis was complete. He had, the one thing with Ray Lewis is he had to going against Manning and Brady, he had to make those adjustments.
Oh yeah.
He had no choice.
In a game that favored offense.
Yeah.
The rules changed and what have you, and you had to watch how you're hitting guys and what have you. Yeah, Troy Polamalu.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Safety wise, one of the best safeties there is.
And the greatest hair ever in the NFL, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still taking Ed Reed if I had to pick
his hair.
No, not Ed Reed's hair.
I was gonna say
I'm taking Ed Reed overall as a safety. But there are things Polamalu could do that Reed didn't do.
Ed's a free safety.
Well,
Troy was a strong safety.
That's true.
So the two completely.
I get it. It's just like with linebackers, but still, if you're talking greatest safety, free safety, strong. I mean, to me, Ed Reed's the man. But yes, I understand that aspect.
Well,
of it.
Ed Reed, because of his return ability, man.
Well, his ability to ball hawk. Nobody.
He was that's what a free safety does, though. That's part of the thing that makes him strong safeties do.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're out of time. It was a good discussion. I'm glad that we discussed that, and I can't believe how much of that we were in tune together, Mike. That's pretty cool. You're 100%. And especially on the receivers.
Not having Calvin Johnson on that list makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Having Antonio Brown, get out of here.
The guy who's got the record for most receiving yards in a season.
A single season is not on there.
It's not on there. But that makes a lot of sense.
There you go, Ronnie Lott. Yeah.
Yeah. but not that would be in the 90s and
Sure.
80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronnie Lott, absolutely the hardest hitting safety.
So was Taylor, though. We were talking about Lawrence Taylor, and he was in that.
Yeah.
But
I got you. I got you, Chris. All right, man. See y'all later. See you tomorrow night. Peace.
Appreciate y'all. Sub up.